What's going on, guys? My name is Jason Brown, and welcome to this video. Whoever sent you this probably piqued your interest, or you guys were talking, communicating about cryptocurrency, and maybe you're, not educated at all with crypto. Maybe you're slightly educated. Maybe you've done a little bit of research and you've been around the internet, YouTube, etc., trying to figure out what's going on with crypto. Maybe you've traded it a little bit, you've participated, but you'd like to take it to the next level. So whatever scenario you're entering this video with, I'm excited to shed some light, to show you the program that I've been using for over 5 years to become not only a trader but now an educator, teaching thousands and thousands of people every single week how to capitalize on the cryptocurrency market. So for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jason Brown. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for now close to 8 years. It'll be 8 years in September coming up. So recording this video, it is middle of February 2021. And I got started September 4th, 2013, my entrepreneur journey. But I actually, for the first 2 years, I really struggled. I didn't make a lot of money. All the money that I made was going back out, being reinvested. And I ended up $70,000 in debt in the summer of 2015. Grew up in New Jersey, small town, grew up watching my parents work multiple jobs. So entrepreneurship was brand new to me. Investing, learning what to do with money. All of that was a foreign topic, probably like most of you guys who watch this call. And, I didn't really understand that trading could be appealing or even possible for the average person. I always just thought, hey, if you got money, you enter the stock market when you're older, 401k. I just didn't know that you could actually tap in and start trading really on any budget. And so in 2015, towards the end of the year, I got connected with a trading platform. And I originally started trading in the foreign exchange market, right? Learning different technical skills and how to tie, news and events and, different, different indicators into trading analysis. But in 2016, a friend of mine sent me my first Bitcoin. Okay. He sent me $3 in Bitcoin, which was 0.007 of a Bitcoin, which was really my first step into the cryptocurrency space. That was in February of 2016, February 24th to be exact. I got my first Bitcoin transaction. And then in June, I actually just started buying, Bitcoin through Coinbase weekly. As I was getting income coming in, I would take, say, 10%. And I started investing, but I didn't really understand, right? Coinbase added Ethereum, they added Litecoin, they added all these different coins. And as they were coming, I liked the price. So I just started buying. And all of a sudden, I have a really good investment in crypto. And at the end of 2017, the markets just started to explode. And every time I would look at my phone, my balance was increasing. And I'm like freaking out, going crazy. And I didn't really understand the market. So I'm making all this money in retrospect, but in reality, I didn't know when to get out, if I should get out, if it's the beginning, if it's the end. I didn't really know. So I just stayed in the market. And as you guys probably know, I'll start sharing my screen now, but we're going to go to a clear chart. As you guys probably know, let me clear this off. I use these charts to teach quite often, but we're going to look at a chart of Bitcoin on the monthly. Okay. So what you guys are going to see, each candle, so let me realign this chart so we can actually see it. Each candle shows you the monthly movement of Bitcoin. Okay. So this is the entire recorded lifespan of Bitcoin. It starts December of 2014. As you guys know, or you may know, the first Bitcoin transaction was actually in 2009. It was created and developed in 2008. So Bitcoin's been around. Now we're going on 13 years. It's been traded and moving active for about 12 years, but the recorded Coinbase price action starts December 2014. And so, as the market kind of cycled back down, right? It came up, it hit, Bitcoin in general is what we're going to talk about first. Bitcoin came up in December of 2017 and it hit 19,000, around 19,700 or so. And every broker, every exchange had a different price. I think it was one or two brokers that actually Bitcoin hit 20,000, but most of them were below 20K, just below. Anyway, the market cycled back down, and everything that I had done really from here, to here, like in this area, I didn't really understand. So, when the market cycled back, not only did I go, all the way back, I really just went back to ground zero. Okay. And so in that time, when the market cycled back through 2018, 2019, Bitcoin had a bit of a resurgence, came back up. It hit the high 13,000s. But then what we see is right in the middle of March down here, this is March, what I just put that the neon green box, that was actually the beginning of the pandemic. Bitcoin dropped in basically 1 week. Okay. It dropped from like 9,000 to 3,900. Okay. So we had a huge drop off right in the beginning of the pandemic. Probably people were scared. They didn't understand. They wanted to cash out and hold on to, fiat currency just in case. Nobody really knew what was going to happen with the pandemic. But ever since that point, I actually, knew how to trade, and I was trading, but I wasn't trading at the level that I am today. And I wasn't educating for sure. The pandemic was a blessing in that one way for me, because I had so much time now to go from a student to a mentor. And I spent, from March, really through the first 5 months of the pandemic when there was a full lockdown, I spent a lot of my time on the charts researching, using some of the tools and services and learning from some of the educators that are now my partners in our platform. And, I started to just simply educate people on Bitcoin and how it moved. And then I moved on to Ethereum. And, now I'm analyzing probably 6 or 7 different cryptocurrencies, the major ones. I don't really dabble personally in the altcoins, but if you really want to dive into crypto, I'm glad that you came across this video, because I'm going to share a couple of things with you guys that are going to open your mind to why Bitcoin is, so powerful, why it's really the king of all crypto. But I also want to show you in this short period of time on this video, the power of cryptocurrency, how we can trade it, how we can make money. So let me quickly just zoom out over here. I'm going to use the same screen just for time. But one thing that's important, okay, to understand is that there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. Okay, the creator of Bitcoin is operating under an alias. Nobody really knows who the real creator of Bitcoin is, but the alias is Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, so he created this to create peer-to-peer transactions, right? A way to move money in seconds, but it's deregulated, right? So it's not regulated by one specific governing body, but it's a global market to create essentially one currency that has value around the world. And I always tell people, think about it. If I took the Mexican peso to Canada, they don't really care, right? But if I could bring Bitcoin anywhere in the world and it has that value very similar to like gold or even silver, there's just a few things in the world that are universally valuable to everybody. Okay, so that's really the major part of Bitcoin. And so the creator said, look, I'm only going to make 21 million. That is what's going to drive the value, because there's going to be a limited and controlled supply that can never be expanded. Guys, understand this is a big part of why Bitcoin is so important. So out of that 21 million, it's assumed that 4 to 5 million are missing forever, right? So 4 to 5 million, that's a good chunk. That's about 25% of the total supply. That 4 to 5 million are missing forever. And guys, in the beginning of Bitcoin, it was used for bad things like human trafficking, sex trafficking, all these things that in the dark web and the black market were frowned upon. So I believe that, maybe people died and they never gave their password. People lost their, passwords and their access or their USB drives, because you can store crypto on the internet or you can store it in a cold wallet like a USB drive. So I assume that all of this Bitcoin, that 4 to 5 million, is missing for, probably the earlier type of scenarios, the people that got in really early, didn't know what they were doing, sent it to the wrong address, lost everything, etc. Now, what releases Bitcoin, because it wasn't all just thrown in the market at once. It started off as a block, and a computer could mine Bitcoin just like you would mine gold, right? But you're not doing it physically. You're mining Bitcoin, basically taking it off the block and putting it into the circulating public by solving these high level mathematical equations that only a supercomputer can solve, right? So what people started to do in the beginning is set up these computers and start mining Bitcoin. And back then, average Joes could do it. People were doing it off their laptop. They were doing it. I've heard so many crazy stories. This guy was doing it in his mom's living room, and the mining reward was 50 Bitcoin. But the creator said, look, we want to create a scarcity approach to releasing Bitcoin into the market. And so approximately every 4 years, the reward for mining gets cut in half. So we went from 50 to 25 to 12.5 to 6.250 to 3.152. And every 4 years, it's going to continue to decrease the reward for mining. But listen, there's only 2.3 million BTC left to be mined. And so it'll take, I think the cycle will end in like 2,134, something like that, 2,100 blank. The mining cycle, all the Bitcoin will be mined. So we still have a long way to go. But at this point, it's not the average people. It's not me or you. It's not average Joe that's mining Bitcoin. So most of it is just institutions, big companies that have, mining farms in Iceland and Greenland. It's just huge mile-long warehouses filled with computers and aeration, because these computers run all day. So they get very hot. So it's very expensive to maintain at this point. So it's really just being mined at a big level. So guys, that leaves us with roughly 14.7 million BTC in circulation. Okay, 14.7, roughly, we're going to say approximate. And remember, guys, I just want to say this video is not financial advice. I'm not responsible for your trades, and, I don't want people to go out and, oh my God, Jason told me to do this. I am simply sharing information about Bitcoin, and I'm going to share an education platform where you guys can come and learn. But I always want to say that just to protect you, because I'm not big on hype. I'm just big on the opportunity that crypto presents. So 14.7 million Bitcoin in circulation. And I looked at this article, and I even show you guys how many millionaires are in the world, right? And I just quickly Google this. And this article says there's 46.8 million millionaires in the world, which is pretty impressive. So 46.8 million millionaires in the world, and there's only 14.7 million Bitcoin in circulation. So what's crazy is that there's less than 1/3 BTC available per millionaire. Right now, why is this something that I would even look at? Well, right now, as we're doing this, one Bitcoin is at $52,000. So a third is, 17 grand, right? Yeah, like 17,000 and change. So can every millionaire afford $17,000 in Bitcoin? Of course, right? A lot of people can afford that. Not everybody, right? But if every single millionaire wanted 1/3 of a Bitcoin right now, the value would just explode, because now everybody's got it. What now? What if somebody else wants Bitcoin, right? So there's something that's driving the price of Bitcoin and the understanding of Bitcoin. And the craziest part is, guys, a lot of people that already are in the crypto markets, they don't just have 1/3 of a Bitcoin, right? There's a lot of people that have 5 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin, 1,000 Bitcoin. And those people are not really just getting rid of it, right? So they're sitting on it, or what we call HODL. You guys may have heard this term, HODL, HODL, means hold on for dear life, right? You're grabbing the Bitcoin and you're not really getting rid of it. So you got to think that if a majority of people that have the Bitcoin are not getting rid of it, I didn't say all the people, but a majority, yes, some people are trading it. They're popping their Bitcoin for smaller coins and then popping back. Ultimately, Bitcoin is the reserve though. So people will always want to get in and out. But the institutions and banks, companies like, Tesla have stepped into the market and are stepping into the market to grab big orders of Bitcoin. And I believe that through 2021 and into 2022, we're going to see more and more institutions step into the arena to buy millions and hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars of Bitcoin at once, because they understand the value. So guys, with crypto and Bitcoin in general, the reason why Bitcoin is king is very important to understand, is because the supply is decreasing, right? So that arrow represents supply. This arrow represents the demand, right? Now more than ever, people are talking about Bitcoin. Like average day people are talking about Bitcoin. Lawyers are talking about Bitcoin. Doctors are talking about Bitcoin. Investors are talking about Bitcoin. Bartenders, janitors, truck drivers. I mean, guys, the masses are talking about Bitcoin, which creates an increasing demand, right? And now a shrinking, drastically limited supply, which when that happens, it drives price. And so now you can look at the growth of Bitcoin since the pandemic, right? Think about it. People were out of their jobs. They have more time to what? Research, more time to invest. Stimulus checks come. People are taking that money, putting it in crypto. Maybe more stimulus checks will come going into crypto. Stock market. The stock market has been fruitful. I believe people have taken their profits from the stock market, put it in crypto. And then you've got the influencers like Michael Saylor, Elon Musk that are talking about crypto. And all of that is driving more eyeballs, more credibility to the market. PayPal's involved, all these big companies are now paying attention. So you have this massively increasing demand, lowering the supply every single day. The supply gets smaller. And that is what's driven price from $3,900 per Bitcoin to $52,000 per Bitcoin. And so this is the most important thing to understand, because then you'll know why you need to be involved in crypto. So I want to take you guys over to coinmarketcap.com. Okay, CoinMarketCap is a public website. It is just a place to go and see what's happening, the latest and greatest in crypto. And so up here in the top left corner, you guys are going to see there are currently 8,516 cryptocurrencies. And right now, the crypto market cap is at 1.58 trillion. So I'm going to go over that in a second. The Bitcoin dominance of that market cap is 60.9%. So that means out of the 1.58 trillion, 60% of that is in Bitcoin. Guys, so you can see right here, Bitcoin is the leading coin. This ranks it by market cap. So you can see the market cap is here. So it's Bitcoin number one. Bitcoin itself is about to hit $1 trillion in market cap. That is unbelievable. Ethereum, $221 billion in market cap. Number two. Then it drops off drastically. You've got Tether as number three. Tether is just a hedge against the dollar. So you see Tether is 0.9996. Tether mirrors the movement of the US dollar. So people use it as a place if you don't want to leave the markets, but you want to hold some of your profit. Let's say you think Bitcoin's really high. You can move it to Tether and, it'll hold price. So if Bitcoin drops, then you can trade your Tether back to Bitcoin and get a better position, more crypto, etc. Right? But then you have all these other coins and it'll show you the top 10, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. I personally, like I said in the beginning, I focus on about 7 coins. All of them are in the top 15. And I'll go through that in a second, but I just want to show you CoinMarketCap is really a cool website. Now, check this out. One of the things that you can do is look at the total market cap on a chart. So this is the crypto total market cap. What I want to explain to you guys is the growth. Okay, now we're going to go through the growth of crypto over the last few weeks when I'm recording this video. Now, like I said, the first Bitcoin transactions were in 2009. So we can agree that that's about 12 years of crypto transactions. Well, guess what? We had just hit $1 trillion market cap roughly the end of January 2021, right? The first time, this is now a weekly chart. So each one of these candles represents the price movement of 1 week. You guys can see that January 1st, we hit $1 trillion. And then we really took off February 1st. So what took us, guys, here's what I want you to realize. It took us roughly 12 years to reach $1 trillion market cap, meaning $1 trillion in value in the total crypto market. Okay, so there's $1 trillion between all those 8,000 plus coins. That took us 12 years. But guess what? The market cap has grown since February 1st, 2021, which as of today is less than 3 weeks. It has grown $580 billion, which is a 58, guys, this is insane. It's a 58% growth over $1 trillion. So it took us 12 years to get to $1 trillion and like 18 days to get to 1.58 trillion. To get to 2 trillion, I'm not sure how long that's going to take. It might be in a couple weeks. It might be in a couple months. It might be in a couple days. It just depends. But right now we are rapidly trending. And I think the first trillion took 12 years. I think the second trillion might take 12 weeks. That's insane growth. We are now in the hyper growth, the mass adoption phase of crypto, but we're still so early. So how do you guys maximize on this market? How do you, okay, Jay, you got me excited. This makes sense. Guys, this isn't hype. I'm just excited because this is just, what a crazy time to be alive. This is like the gold rush, okay? So understand there's a few ways to capitalize on crypto, okay? Number one, you have dollar cost averaging into your portfolio. That's mainly what I focus on. Number two, you have leverage. You trade it on MetaTrader 4. It's the same platform that individuals trade foreign exchange. Very powerful. Okay, number three, you have exchange trading. And number four, there is potentially a number five, but we're not going to go into that right now. Number four, you have like the stock market. Okay. Yes, you can buy and capitalize on Bitcoin in the stock market. That's not something that I focus on. That's more for individuals with, probably 50 to 100,000 plus in investment capital. So all these other things you can do on pretty much any budget. A lot of people think, oh my God, Bitcoin's 52, I'm too late. Guys, that's not true. You can go buy $5 worth of Bitcoin. And if it goes up, that $5 is going to grow. If it goes down, that $5 is going to go down. The fluctuation of Bitcoin and you capitalizing on it doesn't solely depend on you having one full Bitcoin or you having one full of any coin. You can have a fraction of any coin, which means that you need to start capitalizing on crypto no matter where you're at. So number one, dollar cost averaging. This is mainly what I focus on. I teach people how to average your way into the market. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you in a second my platform and where we teach and how I teach. Also, leverage MetaTrader 4, buys and sells. So I'm going to go through that first. I'm actually going to go through number two before I go through number one. So we use a platform and it's really exciting, and it's called the DCX Academy. So let me go to myswipecoin.im. Once you have your membership, we are partnered with IM Mastery Academy. It's a very large education company focused on foreign exchange, high frequency Forex, e-commerce. So we teach all different things. I've been a part of the company now for over 5 years. You may read things online, but this is a US-based company, been around for coming up on 8 years in July, and doing great things. We don't take investments. We don't trade for you. It's strictly education and strategies, so algorithms that allow people to capitalize in the market. So amazing, amazing platform. This video is not focused on IM Mastery Academy. It's just focused on the digital currency exchange part of that, so you can start capitalizing on crypto. So through myswipecoin.im, you'll see the MetaTrader 4 ideas, okay? So right here is a list of the trade ideas from the master traders. So we have a 10 plus year trader, Crypto Picasso. You'll see here, market idea by Picasso. He sent out a buy on Bitcoin. The potential entry was 51,000. Okay, and look at where Bitcoin took off to. Right now, we're at 51,900. So his trade idea did pay off and proved to be successful. Okay. So you're going to get ideas from the experts. Nick Gomez, Market Idea by Nick Gomez, he sends market ideas for Ripple. So you can buy and sell Ripple through the MetaTrader 4 platform. And when you guys get started, just have the person who enrolled you or the person who invited you or the person who's signing you up walk you through the MetaTrader 4 sign up process. So on myswipecoin.am, when you get started, this is going to be your dashboard essentially, where you're going to have your MetaTrader 4 ideas, your exchange ideas. So you're even going to get ideas like Kurt Cobain, he's one of our masters. He called out a buy on REN USD at 62 cents. Guys, check this out. Now, past results don't guarantee future profits, right? Not saying that if you sign up, you're going to win every trade. No, these are trades you take based upon your own risk tolerance. But he called out a buy on REN USD at 62 cents. Today, REN is sitting right around $1. Ethereum, he called a buy at 1665, right? Ethereum today is at 1928. So that idea ended up swinging into a profitable idea. He even called a buy on Ethereum at 1262, Chainlink at 23, which is sitting around $30 right now. So you have ideas coming from experts. Also here you have the chats. So you could click on Picasso's brain. This is kind of like his blog, right? So he doesn't send a ton of stuff in here, but he will send charts when market's about to break into a new structure, checking back on our larger cycle process, we can see that we did make the run towards 50K, but it only made it to 42, first correction, right? So he's giving you I'm not going to read the whole thing because I want to be mindful of your time, but you're going to get a blog that basically allows you to tap into the brain of one of the most successful traders in the world. You have a chat for the MetaTrader 4 stuff. So as you're getting those trade ideas, all the follow-ups are here, exchange chat, scalper chat, etc. Now there's a results tab, which will tell you the results of those trade ideas. And I'm going to show you the algorithm next so you can match the results to the software. And all of that is here being documented. Now, under the videos tab, you guys have, multiple languages. Right now, we have English, Spanish, Polish, and French crypto education. You have a ton of videos you can learn from here. So you can learn just how to use Swipecoin. You can learn how to use the scalper, or you can learn actual trading techniques like how to mark up support and resistance, how to look at momentum, how to look at Fibonacci, choosing your broker, etc. Okay. Now, before I jump over to the live mentorship, I also want to show you the Swipecoin scalper, which is such a game changer. Such a game changer. So you guys are going to use your username and password to log in. There's going to be a tutorial video, 20 minutes long, on how to use this. But this is an algorithm that sends out buys and sells on Bitcoin. And over here, you see the tab. You could change it to Ethereum. Guys, the last trade that the scalper called out was a buy on Ethereum at $1,700, which is now currently sitting at $1,924. But it calls out the sells, the buys, the sells, the buys. And if you just look at all the trades that this thing is calling out, guys, even if you catch one or two of these trades per week, this thing is such a utility to capitalizing on the movements in the crypto market. And it is it's not perfect. Nothing in life is perfect, but it's extremely accurate in giving you the timing and positioning to enter into these markets. So what I want to do right now is actually show you our live trading platform where all of this kind of comes together. So you've seen the education, you've seen the trade ideas, you've seen the algorithms, but what I want to show you right now is the live mentorship. So when you get started, you're going to go to Go Live. This is our version of basically Netflix, Hulu, right? It's where our live streaming and our recorded streaming takes place. You're going to click on DCX, that stands for Digital Currency Exchange, and then you're going to click on all sessions, okay? So right here, you guys are going to see all the sessions that take place this week. Now, right now, it actually shows, you'll see me, I'm there. I'm an educator on the platform. You guys are actually going to see that it has 4 sessions for me on all sessions, but that's not accurate. My sessions right now are Wednesday at 6, Friday at 6 p.m. Those are Eastern Standard Time. I am traveling the time I made this video. So I actually am just doing a temporary session on Sunday. But if you just come here, check the schedule, everything's always up to date. And you'll see we have 7 educators that are helping you get into the crypto markets and capitalize on those 4 ways that I showed you to actually capitalize on crypto. So, for number 1, dollar cost averaging in portfolio, you can pretty much tap in to any educator because they're going to help you understand what's going on in the market, what we think is happening, give you the analysis. So, hey, maybe it's time to buy more of this coin. Maybe it's time to buy more of that coin. So portfolio, you're not necessarily day trading. You might be making some moves, but for the most part, you're buying crypto to hold on to it and build your portfolio. And I explain here in my Go Live, if you click on favorite sessions, okay, I have a course. It's currently 7 videos that if you're serious about crypto, I highly recommend you invest the 7 hours of your time over the course of the first week or 2 and watch these videos. I have some people that dive in, they watch all the videos in the first day and a half, and then they're like, Jay, this is amazing. I get it. I'm focused. I'm ready. So you do this at your own speed, but I actually break down, my story more in depth. What I'm teaching you guys now is just an introduction to get your palate wet and get you excited, but this is like the real in-depth stuff, right? So, and then I have interviews with some of the top crypto traders pinned here in the Friday Night Lights 1 and 2. And that's the session that I do on Fridays, where we kind of have fun. I bring in another trader. We interview each other. We talk. We chop it up. So a lot of value, guys. But every session that I do live is streamed right here. So you just click the educator you want to follow, click it, and then there's a chat box on the side. So you can just chat. You can ask questions. You can, hey, what do you think is going to happen with this on the session? And sometimes the educators will do a Q&A. I keep my chat box open. I try to interact with the users. So when you guys start, you'll see it's very hands-on. Now, in the recorded sessions, again, for every single educator, not just me, if you look at the DCX lineup, right? Every single educator has their own recorded sessions and the favorite sessions. So Shun actually teaches, he's our newest educator. He teaches the swipe coin, MetaTrader 4, leverage trading. He teaches you how to use the scalper, which is the algorithm I just showed you. Anas is good for all the types of trading. Kurt Cobain is great for exchange trading. So you guys saw over here on my little list, where did I put it? Is it on Ethereum? Let me see. I forget which chart I put it on. I don't remember where I put it, but whatever. You guys saw number 1, dollar cost average portfolio. Number 2, leverage. Number 3 was exchange. Well, Kurt Cobain is our exchange guy. So if you want to learn how to just trade one coin for another, maybe you're on a, $500 to $1,000 budget, I think it's a great place to start because you can start buying the coins, you own the physical asset, as opposed to just speculating the direction of the market, which is what you do with MetaTrader 4 and leverage. Though it is great because a lot of the brokers pay out in Bitcoin, so you can do leverage trading, buying and selling using the trade ideas and the scalper and take that Bitcoin and then build your exchange with that. So some thoughts. You can get pretty creative with this, but we crawl before we walk and we walk before we run, right? So Crypto Picasso, his sessions 2 days a week, very strong analysis. And then Nick Gomez, Crypto 101, he does market analysis, trade ideas, all of that 3 days a week. So guys, this lineup for the DCX team is literally incredible. There's so much of a dynamic between the different strategies. And then the 4th way to make money off of crypto was through the stock market. And you see here, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, very interesting. But what they did, and again, this is really just for high net worth individuals. Maybe you want to put 50 to 100,000. You don't really care about trading. You're not super tech savvy. So this is really for the older school investor in the stock market, guys. But there's a company who buys Bitcoin. They got approved by the SEC. Their shares are backed by the price of Bitcoin, essentially, in the amount that they're holding. So you can catch momentum off of the movement of the market without owning physical Bitcoin. Again, there's some pros to this because if people just want to make money, great. But if you want to physically own Bitcoin, which I recommend, then you got to pay attention to portfolio, to leverage, and to exchange trading. So you physically own the asset, not just money on paper. Okay. So those are the four major ways to capitalize. That's a look at the platform. Guys, get back to the person who invited you and get started right now. It's only $235 to participate in this platform to get started. After 28 days, it's a it's a voluntary month by month package, right? It's a subscription. So there's no contract. You can cancel, right? So if you love the value you're getting, it's only $175 every single month to continue getting the live mentorship, getting access to that algorithm, getting the Swipecoin app alerts and the updates. So for me, we're talking about crypto, the new wave. You guys can capitalize on crypto for less than $6 US per day and tap into some amazing educators. We're adding more educators over the course of the next 6 to 12 months. We want to even put more value, but we're going to keep the price of $175 a month the same. So you guys can get started today for $235. It drops to $175 a month, and you can even get it for free. I'm not going to break that down. I'm going to end this video to respect your time. But if you get back to the person who invited you, the person who sent you this video, get your questions answered, ask for the link, get enrolled today. And if you want the 2 and free, or you want to help us expand this on a bigger scale, ask them how you can get involved with the 2 and free, or even on a bigger scale if you want to promote this on your social media and help us grow the company. So guys, my name is Jason Brown. You can check me out at the letter J, BROWN on Instagram, at the letter J, BROWN on Instagram. Check out what I do. You'll see the growth. I kept all my stuff up on Instagram for the last 6-7 years. So you can see that I'm a real person. I love serving, and I am grateful to be able to bring you the ideas of crypto and the education of crypto. Welcome to the family. We appreciate you. We're excited. Now go watch. Once you get started, look for my Getting Started with DCX video, because I'm going to walk you through the first 72-hour game plan. Much love, guys. Thank you for watching.